throw this on the Twitter streets. Yo, Greg. Pupil. Yo, 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 it's Pupil. Yo, 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 it's Pupil. Copy. And everybody in my Discord. Tim Moody, what's up, bro? Long time no see. Asha, what's going on? Iggy, what's up, bro? It's my first time I seen you in the chat. Appreciate you stopping by. OBN Chiba. You value my opinion? I don't know why. I'm trash. See, Juno 005. We're gonna make a sample later. Bad luck, you knocking off the dust on your MPC one right now. You getting ready? Getting ready? Let's see here. YouTube. Or no, I want to go to MPCX. You guys are gonna want to hang out because this isn't just gonna be MPC time. I'm probably going to make what I talk about in this stream. I'm probably going to make a short version of it. But I came across some not like groundbreaking new information, but it was some stuff that I've been saying, but put together in a really succinct manner. But anyway, I'll show you guys something. Actually, no, I don't. I'll play some music first. Let's get this stream demonetized. All 509 tracks, hip hop classics, and the first fucking track is "Till I Collapse." Wow, and then they really I mean Till I Collapse is a hip hop classic, but I mean, dog, that's not the first track you put on a playlist. You do this stuff.
Oh, y'all niggas killers now. Oh, catch you coming out your fucking crib, nigga. Yeah, catch a fucking bullet, nigga. Hey yo, I break bread, ribs, $100 bills, pill on the Cotties and other four wheels, write a book full of medicine and generate mills. Tour the album, only for more sales. We used to catch those on the block with krills. Now it's paid shows, promoters post up bills. Sign deals only if the math is real. If we can't match numbers, then you can't have the head nigga in charge of shit. Live nigga rhymes artists, pardon. P-Dub shines regardless, remorseless. Haunt niggas like poltergeist. My advice for a get like that is think twice before you move on it. Put jewels on it, who want it? Loose niggas make the news when we start forming. Snatch stripes off a niggas' uniforms often. Doing it past itself, your way out the jurisdiction. Why niggas bullshit on the grill? I don't fuck around, Dunny. It's most real, I keep it thorough, nigga. Yo, let me back up for him, let me back up, yo. Why niggas bullshit on the grill? I don't fuck around, Dunny, it's most real. I gave birth to your whole style and feel. How do it feel? To hold my dick in public, cock blower, duplicate rap cloner. Let's me and you do it live on stage for Dolo. I smack niggas like you, smash niggas by the tools, grab niggas by the throat, show 'em proof. Rhymes cocky, crazy ill, mad rowdy. Did a buck off of my shit and rapped your Audi. Temperamental, I snap quick, very touchy. And yo, my attitude is all fucked up and real shitty. I rap like no one out there can fuck with me. You feel different, niggas see me. I throw a TV at you, crazy. Bitches say P, you crazy. A pain in the ass, nah, but fuck you, pay me. I'm no shorty, nigga, I stop your glory. I'm a third street nigga for real. You just applaud me, avoid P, man. Take your baby mom's advice. I'm nothing sweet, ill with the guns. You pay the price when you see me in the street, soldier. Salute me, you just a groupie. Oh, you gangster, you shoot me. Who gives a fuck, really? I miss my nigga twin, kill me. So I could join the rest of my foes up in the heavens. You rap niggas make me laugh, that crazy ass. And I don't give a fuck what you sold. That shit is trash, bang this, cause I guarantee that you bought it. Heavy airplay all day with no chorus. I keep it thorough, nigga.
Yo, so check this out. The price of the MPC one, the retail price of it leaked on some Facebook groups, some independent stores, or people who work at some independent stores are, I mean, it's the social media area. So what do? You fucking divulge information for clout, right? So, this is an MPCX, right? This is the flagship of the Akai professional line, right? This is the flagship of the MPC line. Okay. It costs $2,300, $2,299, $2,300, right? And on this MPC, come on, buddy. Show me a big picture, dog. What are we doing here? All right, so this MPC, it's got the same converters that are in the Apollo, the older version of the Apollos, right? So it's got the same converters. You've got 16 Q links. You have a button for everything that's on the menu, or everything that's on the that's in the menu. So you really don't have to touch touchscreen if you don't want to. You've got the movable touchscreen, right? You've got the same exact MPC like form factor from like a 2500. So if you're coming over from the last generation, this is seamless. You've got the master output meters right here, so it's visible. So this is the dopest MPC that you could buy right now. It is the flagship, right? So then along comes MPC Keys. And I see this I want to be nice, man, but I see this I don't know, dude, like I see this lunacy almost, right? Where people somehow thought that this device right here, this is the prototype shit that was found in the firmware, right? But somehow people thought that this was going to cost less than an MPCX, right? And there was no way that this, because this is you're swapping out 12 Q links, and you're getting the touch bar from the studio. So you've got the Q links, you've got the touch bar, you've got the jog wheel, you've got the transport, you've got all the buttons to move around and navigate, and you've got 61 keys. And I just don't know how you guys thought that this was going to be less expensive. I don't understand it. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. Like how is this more of an MPC and you thought it was going to cost less? Like it's not a MIDI controller. You know what I mean? This is a sampling workstation now. And for people who were looking for something with keys, this is going to be, you know, probably one of the most legendary sampling workstations of all time. It's going to be amazing because you already know what you can do on an MPC. Boy Wonder says, I won't be buying it. I could not afford the standalone. I will stick with the controller. I mean, yeah, I don't like, dude, I don't expect, especially you guys that are already in the MPC ecosystem, I don't expect people who have MPCs or multiple MPCs. I don't see people like rushing to put this in their workflow, to buy one of these. I do expect it to sell well because there isn't a keyboard sampler that, I mean, dude, like the shit that this does, I could do on the motif, right? And the motif has better sounds. But the motif doesn't have a touchscreen. The motif doesn't have a beat making OS. You know what I mean? Tell me you're getting one without telling me. No, dude, I don't fucking want this thing. You guys got me fucked up. I don't want that. I do not want that. For me, when I'm looking at something that has keys that I'm gonna buy, and it costs $2,500, that shit has to make sounds. You know what I mean? And it's got to make fire sounds. I'm not talking about like, yo, we got a Raspberry Pi in here and we got Air Instruments and we made the most vanilla sounding Mellotron of all time and we're going to put that. Like, no. No, 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 no. If I'm going to spend $2,500 on something with keys, it's going to be an awesome synth. It's going to be an awesome synth, you know? It is going to be an amazing synth, or it's going to be, you know, an amazing Rompler workstation, which I don't know. I've just never, dude, I've never been sitting in front of my MPC live and been like, what would make this great if there was keys. You know what I mean? Like I really wish there was keys on this. That's what I want. But to give you guys some perspective, for me, I've been using MPCs since I was 17 years old, you know? So that was like 1998. You know? It's like 24 years ago, right? So I don't know. Maybe something's changed. I really feel that For Sale says they tried it. Let's see how many people fall for it. You know who I think? I mean, you know who I think this would be like. Listen, what you guys have to appreciate when it comes to stuff like this is that not everybody makes beats on a computer, right? So there's like, I know it's crazy to think about, but there's people who could actually play the keys. You know what I mean? And there's people who want to play the keys without latency, right? And then there's also people who want to play the keys without latency that also want to program drums. You know what I mean? So there's people out there that would that would like to have like a standalone experience where, because here's the thing, right? With the exception of the Roland of the new Roland deals, the new Roland Phantoms, which I don't have any experience with their sequencer, but it looks like they really stepped up their sequencer. But this is going to be this device is going to be the best MIDI sequencer. You know what I'm saying? It's good, and so I mean, if you're like, you got to imagine, like, not a lot of people who produce in our space, you know what I mean? They need, you know, um analog lab presets, and and Av, if you don't got no facts, don't pop off in the chat. Don't be ambiguous. Av's ears are burning right now because he can't not be ambiguous. That's why I'm fucking with him. What's up, Av? So don't, like, Av, don't get, like, Av, don't be a dork. Do not get yourself in trouble trying to be right. You know what I'm saying? Let me do my thing, bro. Let me do my thing. Av want to be right. He's gonna get himself into trouble, bro. Don't get yourself in trouble, man. You see what I'm saying? Greg says, back in the days, something like this with a motif rack would have been in every studio known to man. Nah, that's facts, dude. I think it's gonna sell well. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Greg, because there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people who can perform. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people who can perform their music, that want to record something on like a latency free sequencer, that want to, you know what I hear a lot of people say, and and um like, a lot of people who could play, they're like, yo, I don't want to turn on the I don't want to turn on the computer to make music. Like, I don't want to turn on the computer, make an app. I would like something that I could just turn on and play. You know what I mean? Like, that's what's dope about the Juno X, right? Like, the Juno X has speakers. They're not studio grade speakers or whatever, but if I don't fucking feel like, like I'll give you an example. Like, I wake up really early in the morning before I go to work, and I like to come in here first thing in the morning, and just run a drill, just program a patch. Like, I'll be like, all right, today I'm gonna make a quick pluck, you know what I mean? And then I'm gonna play it. And I could do that, my my bedroom is on the whole other side of the house, so I could turn it down a little lower, sit here, drink coffee, make a patch, work on my skills, you know what I mean, play some melodies, fucking forget it, and you get musical. You know what I mean? You get musical. So maybe you don't feel like that would benefit you, or that's where you're at in your journey or what have you. But maybe one day you will. And that's who some shit like this is for. If you're like the type of person who, like, I was reading some of the comments of the new MPC operating system, and yo, somebody was in there talking about, like, yo, all they gotta do is make an HDMI port, so I could edit on the piano roll. And I'm like, bro, like, what's next, dude? Like, y'all gonna ask for the keyboard and the mouse to 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 be on the MPC. You wanna mouse around on your MPC. You wanna be on the MPC. You know. Kevin said there's a beauty in just connecting with the sounds without having the middleman of an application PC, similar to how the OP1 workflow is made. That's a weird reference, my guy, but you're right. Will Shack says, I would appreciate a 49 key version. Yeah, people have been saying that. Why would you appreciate a 49 key version? Just because you want it to cost less? Talk to me. John Connor says, I've been fucking with MPCs for 20 something years and I totally get what you're saying. There's a market for this for some users. Dude, I think I think this shit is gonna sell out. Like this is like I don't think this is gonna flop at all. I do not and the way that they did the marketing with having Scott Storch leak it, because y'all know that wasn't an accident, right? Like you know those pictures, like you know that wasn't an accident. You know that, right? You know it. You you guys ain't dumb. Like you know so I have other main sensors in my rig. Okay, Will, I got you. The space thing. But you guys know that Scott Storch, like that was like that was a play. You know what I mean? You know, Chop Squad did the video for the Phantom. So Akai had to up the ante. Set that shit straight down to Miami. Got that shit in Scott Storch's hands. For Sale says it's going to sell. It's just who is going to buy it. I mean, who's going to buy it for sale? Who's going to buy it? Who's going to buy it? People who can play. That's who's going to buy it. Like believe it or not, there's people who could play music. You know what I mean? There's people who love to play. There's people who do not like to record into a computer. It's a 61 key. How much is the price? Just came into the chat. Okay, so the price is $2,500. $2,500. But we have Av McCree in the chat who is at the expense of violating his NDA to be right, is claiming that it is not $2,500. And I told him to not get himself in trouble. So we left it there. So it's either more expensive than 2,500 or it's less expensive than 2,500. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. All right. This is clickbait. By the way, this is YouTube. You know what time it is. You know what time it is. We're shit posting right now. Appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys in the chat. This was a trick to get you guys here to what I really want to discuss, right? So we need to have a talk. We need to have a talk, people. I want to talk to you guys. Why is someone calling my work phone? Like I'm gonna pick that up at 8:00. So oh, I've got it here. What is the name of this book? So I was scrolling through YouTube and I came across some esoteric books, and they fucking trigger me because like it's just talk about the Rolling Stone album hip hop list. Yo, here's what I got to say about the Rolling Stone hip hop album list. Like y'all are gullible as fuck, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like it is so transparent what like like people think what's going on with the tragedies is like some type of energy vampire play. No, bro. The energy vampires use fucking who's the best rapper and who's the best album, hip hop album of all time to siphon melanin energy from the hip hop community. All right. That's how the Dracos are really eating right now. Okay. All right. If you knew anything about anything, you would know that that's how the Grays. Yeah, bro. It's all engagement bait because they know they like there's certain pockets of Twitter there, there's certain pockets of Twitter that will react to shit posting. And hip hop Twitter reacts to shit posting. You want to, bro? You want to get a whole bunch of engagement on hip hop Twitter? Just be white and have an opinion on hip hop. Shit's easy, bro. Shit's easy. Yo, B Dot is an Archon confirmed, bro. B Dot is a whole Archon out here. It's a cool idea, but those interested already have an MPC. I'm curious what type of sounds would be included. So I mean, if you look at what's going on with the 2.11 update, they're they're putting together, they're doing more and more instruments for it. Like there's pianos now, there's strings for it now. There's the hype synth, which is a surprisingly awesome sounding synth. There's the instruments that they already have. They made key groups easier to use and access. You know what I mean? Like there's gonna be a ton of sounds. And if you're smart, you know what? I'm not giving y'all no more money plays, right? Because all you guys want to do is make beats for people who drink lean and fucking run. Anyway, so look, man. Speaking of people who drink lean and want to make beats for them, right? I'll show you guys something. Look, man, because y'all don't want to get no money, but I'm gonna show you. I want to talk to you guys. I want to talk to you guys about getting money with your music, bro. Okay, this book is $5 whole. It's $5 whole. You get the hardcover for $5, or you could get it for $8.99 on your Kindle, or you could go to YouTube and type this in and listen to the audiobook at 1.5 speed and probably knock it out in 3 workouts. Okay. These self-help books, a lot of them, the first 2 chapters are fluff. Like but anyway, right? I want to tell you how I got here, right? So the past couple of streams, I've been kind of going back to the situation that happened in my Discord with my buddy Roshi, right? So we were in Discord and we were in voice chat, and he was telling us about his his mixing struggles, right? And he's got an MPCX and he's recording into Luna. He's doing everything he could do to capture a great source. He's recording people with vocals, mono sources, and then he was describing his process and how he is putting compressors on everything. He was putting compressors on open hi-hats. He's talking about all these complex chains. And I was telling him, I was like, bro, you're crazy. You don't need to have all these plugins on everything. There's this concept that I was thinking about where I was like, yo, anybody can get a mix 90% of where it needs to be. And you don't really need to go any further than that, right? And that was a few days ago. And Isan, you were listening to this, so check it out. Watch how I tie it into beat making and production. So I come back around and I'm listening to this book this morning as I'm trying to, because I just got over being sick and everything, I'm trying to, swing the kettlebell again and fucking pick up heavy objects. So I'm listening to this book as I'm doing this, and the whole point of this book is like, look, if you want to get good at how to get better at almost everything, which if you are a producer, right? You guys have all seen the memes. You've seen the meme where, or you've seen other producers talk about, man, to be a producer today, you gotta be a mix engineer, you gotta be a recording engineer, you gotta be a beat maker, you gotta be a sample maker, you gotta be a life coach, you gotta be an advertiser, you gotta be a marketer, you gotta be a web designer, you gotta be a graphic designer. Now you got to learn Blender and make NFTs, but you have to do all of these things, right? On top of that, on top of that, on top of that, you fucking guys who have, hard drives worth of music, right? And you look at you see like a 17-year-old kid making money online, right? And you look at him and you watch the producer grind interview or whatever, and you see how they did it, and they're talking about marketing, and then you come back to this thought and you're like, oh man, well, my beats are so much better than them, you know what I mean? But I just don't know marketing. But my beats are better, so I should make money. Okay. So here's the thing. When it comes to music and music careers, where a lot of people fumble the bag at is that because you have this delusional dream of being Dr. Dre, which Dr. Dre is a fucking unicorn, right? Or you have this dream of being Metro Boomin, or you have this dream of being Sizzle, or you have this dream of being Pharrell, right? And these people, they're specialists. They do one thing great, right? And they're unicorns in that not that you can never be as good at them as what they do, but the circumstances in which they found themselves in allowed them to specialize in this one thing, right? And the chance to be able to be successful as a specialist is the most rare occurrence in any field, okay? Whether it be basketball, right? Like you could take someone like Duncan Robinson, who's got a $90 million contract. All he knows how to do on the basketball court is shoot 3-pointers while his body is in motion, right? But how many people that play ball have that type of specialization and were able to, come in undrafted to a basketball team that has 15 spots that actually gives undrafted players a chance to have a significant role on the team? It's not common. It's not common. So to pursue that is delusional. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for most people. Once you can get that delusion out of your mind that you are going to be a super producer, you can then unfuck this narrative that you have in your head that the only thing you need to learn how to do is make the best beats of all time. Because that's false. It's fucking false. And it's counterproductive. So you have two types of people, right? You have the people the people that specialize in one thing. Oh, you guys are hearing me wrong. You guys are hearing me wrong. I'm not talking about sounding like these people. I'm talking about having the same position in the music economy as them. That's what you guys all want. You guys want to make the music that you make and you want to have the same position in the music economy as Southside. That's what you want. You want to be able to live in Southside's house, produce in his room, have access to all the same artists that he has access to, but you just want everybody to use your stuff. That's what you want. And it's ridiculous. It's fucking childish, bro. It's fucking childish because there are people out here every day getting money, doing what the fuck they want to do, being true to themselves, sitting in the 4th row of the Eastern Conference Finals with their girl and the TV camera on them, getting posted on the team's social media, right? Off of music money. Living. And they're nice enough to come talk to you here. I do not see Metro talking to you guys. I do not see Metro talking to you guys. So look. So look. You'll benefit from understanding that you're going about this the wrong way. You don't want to be a specialist in making beats, right? We all know that in order to do this in 2022, that being the best beat maker guarantees you nothing. It guarantees you nothing. Doesn't mean anything. Because people like me and people like Av have influenced other producers to take all of the secrets that people used to hold so that people wouldn't be as good as them, right? Because beat making isn't like some hard secret shit. And we've made it so that a kid could come on YouTube and practice for a year and he can get 80% as good as an industry producer. And if he could get 80% as good as an industry producer, he could go on and learn how to rank videos on YouTube. He could go on and learn how to glow up on IG. He could go on and make collaborative content on TikTok. He could go on and make a Sellify. He could go on and learn how to use Photoshop and make kits. He could go, you see what I'm saying? So it is way more beneficial to say, you know what? Instead of being a specialist, I'm going to stack skills. And you guys know that meme of all those things that you need to do to be a beat maker? You learn how to do them. But here's what you stop doing, right? Here's the important part. You don't need to be better than everybody at each and every one of those skills. You only need to be better than 80% of people. If you're better than 80%, if you're better than 80% of people at writing a Facebook ad, if you're better than 80% of people of doing a Photoshop cover, if you're better than 80% of people of mixing a beat, if you're better than 80% of people making the beat, if you're better than 80% of people making the samples, if you're better than 80% of people at doing SEO on YouTube videos, if you're better than 80% of people doing TikTok, then guess what? When you put all those skills together, you're in the top 1% of producers doing this shit. Right? What's the difference? What's the difference between an industry producer and an internet producer, right? An industry producer they have a team. Whether they've got people sending them samples, whether they've got people who are making sure their paperwork is okay, whether they've got people who are forwarding them opportunities, right? Whether they have people who are facilitating, their admin deals or their publishing deals so that they could keep stuff rolling. You don't have that. And that doesn't mean that you have to sit on YouTube looking at manifestation books from the fucking 1920s when people didn't brush their goddamn teeth every day. Right? On some think and grow rich shit. Think and be a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Think and be lazy. You know what like manifestation and The Secret and all that shit is all about? It blows people away. You know who it blows away? It blows away lazy people, because what The Secret and manifestation does for fucking lazy people is it makes you realize that you have to get up and do something, right? So before, you were lazy as fuck and you were like man, I'm so talented, somebody's gonna find me one day. And then all of a sudden you come across this manifestation fuck shit, and then you're like, oh wait, now all I have to do is think and think and think, and I'm going to attract people to my life. But what you don't realize is, in between like trying to attract the people who are going to help you out, is that you did a whole bunch of work, right? You did a whole bunch of work. Because that person didn't just pop up in your living room listening to your music. You had to go out and put yourself in that situation. But you're just such a dork that you needed some esoteric spirituality from the 20s. You know what I mean? When motherfuckers were still... Yo, I hate it here, bro. So look, fuck all that shit, right? You have work to do. And most of you guys are 80% better at making beats than everybody. I guarantee you guys that are still in this chat, you guys are all 80% better at making beats than everybody. I would say everybody in this chat is in the top 20% of beat makers. So you don't need to watch another fucking how to make a beat tutorial, right? You don't need... Back to my boy Roshi. When we were talking to him about his mixing, I'm asking him, I'm like, yo, what do like, you say you don't like your mixes, but what do people say when they come to the studio and hear it? Do they complain? Well, no. Okay. What about the people who come and record? Do they come and tell you to do things that other engineers do? Because back when I used to suck, people used to come in and they would be like, hey, my dog over here, he puts the chorus effect on my backing vocals. Could you do that? I like the way he makes me sound. Right? Nah, people don't ever tell me that. Okay, so what you're telling me is that people who hear your music think it's mixed great. They don't have any complaint. You know when you know your mixes are bad? You know that your mixes are bad when you play it and maybe like 6 or 7 bars into it, somebody turns it down and they're like, yo, does anybody want to go to Pollo, bro? Nah, there's a Lagrange over here. Let's go to Lagrange, bro. Pollo's mids. They start talking about going to get something to eat while your music is playing. That's how you know it's a bad mix. The reason why they start talking about going to get something to eat is because the feeling from the song isn't being conveyed through the mix, right? If you play your music and people actually and people actually sit there and listen to it and they nod their head like they're supposed to, you're conveying the emotion. You know what that means? You're in the top 20% of mixers. In order to be a producer, you don't need to mix like Alex Toomey. You don't need to sit there and watch Mix by Ali on his live streams. You don't need to watch Mike Dean on his live streams. You know why? Those guys are specialists. They're unicorns. You're not. What are you trying to do out here? What are you trying to do? You make beats. You make beats and you want to mix you want to mix like Mix by Ali? Ask Mix by Ali to make a beat. How many beats did Mix by Ali produce on Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers? How many beats did he produce on To Pimp a Butterfly? How many beats did he produce on Damn? He's a specialist. He's a specialist. You make beats. You don't need to ever try to be as good as him. You don't ever need to try to be as good as him. It's a fool's errand. You're going to be sitting there trying to figure out how to hear compression, right? Buying plugin after plugin after plugin after plugin after plugin, buying plugin after plugin, hacking plugin after plugin, getting virus after virus after virus after virus, because you put your music on and it doesn't sound as good as the shit you're hearing on Spotify and Tidal. Your opinion doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't. Oh, I'm the producer. I'm the super creator and I have the platinum ears and I have such good taste. No, you don't, bro. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't. Don't even listen to Nirvana. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, I know Sonic so well. I know Sonic so well. Okay. So plug in Toxic Dude for real. Yeah, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy what we do. So how do you put it together? How do you get these because there's a lot of these skills that you have to get, right? I would say, hold up. All right. I would say J-Back. Nah, bro, like you can't tell me nothing about sound if you don't listen to Nirvana. Like if you don't listen to a Butch Vig mix, I don't want to fucking talk to you about sound. I'm serious. I'm serious. Like if you're like if you're only like Sonic Wayfinder is the Chronic in 2001 and you feel like you can't mix, like bro, you can't mix it. Like Chronic 2001, that's a fucking those are 8 sound beats. You know why your shit don't sound like Chronic 2001? Because you put too much shit in your beats. It's not the mix. It's not the mix, bro. It's not the mix. You know why the snare sounds so loud? It's just 4 fucking drums. Anyway. Look. So, you need to know web design. You need to know Photoshop. You need to know video editing. You need to know content SEO. You need to know beat making. And you need to know sales. Right? At least 6 skills. So a lot of the times, what happens, and I know you guys will be able to relate to this, right? What happens is we don't want to like, okay, your pursuit is to be the best beat maker of all time, right? And you feel like the more beats that you make, the more reps that you do, the more things that you learn from 15-minute tutorials is going to make you better. And you start to feel like if you take time away from that, and you already work a job, maybe you got kids, you're still going, and you feel like, yo, if I take time away from this, I'm gonna get out of practice, right? But when you're in the pursuit of being 80% good at something, you don't have to improve everything at once, right? You just need to be like what's called a short-term specialist. You can focus on one or two things at all time. The good news is you guys already know how to make beats, right? And you want to get your music out there. So the video is like there's no audio based medium for you to glow up your beats. It don't exist. So what you got to do is you got to get nice with video. So you know how to use a DAW, right? Video editing is DAW adjacent. So you just block out, a quarter of the year. 3 months. And you go in, making videos, finding your style, finding it, you don't have, like, again, you don't have to be the greatest video editor of all time. You just need to be proficient in that. You just got to be able to get around it and be able to put stuff out like it's nothing, right? Because that's the game right now. Is putting videos out like it's nothing. And you don't know and you don't know how to do it. And nobody's going to do it for you cuz it's expensive. I looked at hiring a video editor. I could afford to do it. And then I was like, "No, bro. I want to spend that money. I want to spend that money on the NBA playoffs. I do not want to spend that money on fucking videos." Okay? So you just go learn that. Boom. Then next quarter, you've already got this one. Then next quarter, you jump in and you're like, "Yo, how do I sell my stuff?" Web design web design you don't have to code from scratch. But you wouldn't know that because you never tried to look the shit up. Right? So you just go and you see, like, all right, how are these people making their, you watch some interviews. How did Palace make his store? Oh, he was on Sellfy. You go to sellfy.com, boom, you look it up and you're like, hold on, is there a better one? Then you go to Shopify, then you go to Wix or whatever. And then you're like, all right, which one could I justify? If you're really smart, you buy sample class and I show you how to do it all. If you're really smart, you buy sample class and I show you how to do it all. If you're really smart, you buy sample class and I show you how to make the website. I show you how to make the covers on Photoshop. I show you how to make the music. And at the end of this year, I'm going to show you how to sell. So, what you have to keep in mind when you're doing this short-term specialization and you're blocking out a quarter of every year to become better at video editing, to learn more about marketing, to learn more about SEO, you have to realize is that you need to integrate this stuff, right? You have to integrate these skills into what you're doing. You're already making beats. segment over the video. Now you're taking your beats and you're putting them into videos, right? Then once you're putting them into the videos, you're learning how to get your videos seen with the SEO stuff. Now that you've learned the SEO stuff, you're starting to read some stuff on sales. Now that you know the sales, you apply the SEO stuff into the sales. And you're selling beats. Because I still get the question. I still get the question. Hey man, how do I sell beats? How do I sell beats? So obviously you guys still want to do it. Is sample class Ableton or Studio One based? It's music based, right? Dude, in sample class, we don't I don't go in sample class and show you guys how to use Studio One. I show you how to make music. There's nothing that I do in sample class that's like I can't do that in another DAW. If you could all piano rolls look the same, bro. They all look the same. Every piano roll looks exactly the same. We don't do anything in sample class that's not on a piano roll. It's all about the piano roll. It's just music. So I'll give you an example, right? Because this is all part of getting good at it, right? Let's go into video editing, right? So because that's what a lot of you guys are missing. You guys don't make no fucking videos, okay? So say that you make your beats, right? And you're trying to, you're learning how to edit videos. And a lot of you guys approach learning in this way, where like that's why you know about me, because I use Studio One and you use Studio One, right? So you don't want to go and look up information about about how to make type beat videos or whatever you're gonna sell, right? Because that shit don't exist. You're going to you're gonna look for the software that you're using, because video editing, like a lot of those principles, you're gonna need to use the software that you're using. Once you start to understand like keyframing and stuff like that, you could translate different things, but you're gonna want to watch the software that you're using. But you don't want to just practice, like, because this is all about practice. This is all about repetition, right? You don't want to just make videos that aren't relevant to what your goals are. So the first video that you try to make, it should be whatever type of videos you see yourself making for your content. Do you understand? You don't want to take someone else's tutorial and do exactly what they did in that tutorial, because that's not going to help you build your skills at all. Right? It's like when I first started doing videos, and like the most useless videos on production are remakes. It's useless to watch somebody remake music. Absolutely useless. You can, if you go and remake the stuff, that's valuable, but it's not useful to watch somebody else practice. I'll tell you that right now. So you just want to practice what you need to get good at, right? So if you need to get good at making the current style, like say you want to do tutorials, right? You want to do tutorials and you want them to be like the modern tutorials. You don't want them to be like older tutorials where it's just like the DAW and then somebody talking for 25 minutes. You want to do the new style of tutorials where it's, play the beat and then here's the thing, there's a graphic transition, there's a cut to a funny meme, you know what I mean? So you would practice all that in isolation. And what do I mean? Like, you would practice finding the memes, right? You would practice finding the transitions, right? You would practice getting all of the assets together to make this video first, right? Then you would actually do the part that you know how to do, which is make the music and then shoot the video, right? Then you come back and you took all the skills of finding all the assets, because that's what video editing is. It's like sampling, the way that we do it on YouTube, right? We find things and we chop it in to make it entertaining, to hold your attention. Okay. So that is the concept of integrating what you've learned. And then you just take that and you fold it over to each new skill that you get, right? And all you have to remember while you're on this pursuit is you want to think about it like weightlifting. So if you're trying to build up a muscle or something, you're going to do your sets of 10 at the weight that once you get to that 10th, it makes you feel like your arms are going to fall off. That's how high you want to set the weights, right? And then a week later, you're going to want to come back and put a little bit more weight on there so you could get a little bit stronger every week. So it's the same thing with your beats, right? For example, a lot of people who are not full-time musicians, they don't understand the kids who make 9 million beats, right? They don't get it. They don't understand it. What those kids are doing is they're adding resistance and repetition to their craft, right? They're saying like, okay, yeah, I could sit here all day, make 2 beats and they'd be bangers, but I send out beat packs of 20, and out of those beat packs of 20, one of them get picked for every 5 beat packs that I send out. So I need to be able to make 100 beats. And I notice that the ones that I think are great, right, people don't necessarily gravitate to. And the ones that I just, make in a flow state real quick at the end of the session, those are the ones that get placed. So let me try to create that state constantly, right? You quality over quantity guys, you will never understand that because you don't work with artists. But people who work with artists get that shit, right? And it's not a knock to you guys. You guys are just working on different things. We'll make it relevant to making videos though. Adding resistance and repetition. So if you get to a point where every week you can make, let's say every week you can make 2 videos, right? And you look at TikTok and Instagram and you see what people are posting. CMP kids post a reel every day. Every day. And I need 6 people to do that. So if you want to do what I'm doing, you got to compete with me and the other 6 people who work with me. Right? You don't just got to compete with CMP. You got to compete with CMP and Pupil and Money Mikes and Shane and Asha Cole and Vernon Sincere and Bluff God. And we're cheating because we're a team. right? But you want to come jump in the pool. So you got to be able to do it by yourself, because if you can't do it by yourself, you're not going to inspire anybody to help you. That's the fucked up part about it, right? You got to be able to do it by yourself first. Everybody who works with me knows I can do it by myself. You guys know I can do it by myself. That's no fun. So, the point is, you're going to be able to do 2 a week, right? So you don't just go and say, fuck, bro, CMP Kits is putting out 6 reels a week. I need to put out 6 reels a week. Your first week of video editing, no. You get to the point where at the end of the month, you could do 2 a week, right? So then you make yourself the challenge. Next week, I'm going to put out 3. And you run that for 2 weeks. And then you say, I'm going to do 4. And then before you know it, you're so fast at editing videos that you're putting out 6 reels, 2 YouTube videos, and you're live streaming for 2 hours, 3 times a week, because you just feel like talking to your friends. Instead of watching Obi-Wan and getting pissed off because they nerfed him, right? You sit down and you work and you sell. And anybody can do it. Anybody could do it, man. But the number one thing that's holding a lot of you guys back is your attitude. You know what I mean? And your perspective and your expectation, right? Your expectation that you're going to make music, and by making music, you're going to somehow be surrounded by people who want to give you money. I'm here to tell you that that's not how the law of attraction works. It's not how manifestation works. Okay? People who believe in that are narcissists. I'll explain it to you. But you think about how fucking stupid this is. Right? What you think about how fucking stupid this is. People believe that they're going to use the spiritual realm. This is so dumb. People think that they're going to use the spiritual realm to bring themselves monetary success in a career. Monetary success in a career in which millions and millions and millions and millions of people are going to listen to their music, love their music, adore them for making said music, and compensate them at a level in which they can live in the upper tier of society. And they think that they are entitled to this. That's narcissism. It's big sociopath energy. It's not real life. Just because you heard some goofball on a podcast talk about they felt like they attracted placements to themselves doesn't mean that's how it happened. No. They live in New York City and they went outside and they met people. They had cool friends and they were cool too. People liked being around them, so they gave them an opportunity. Think about it like this. If manifestation wasn't like base level narcissism, why wouldn't the people who are so amazing at manifestation manifest, like, I don't know, why wouldn't they manifest like all the slaves to be freed? 40 fucking million people in slavery right now, today. And you're a magician with powers to get a placement. Fuck you. You're a crazy person. Seriously, you're an idiot. All of you talking this shit. You're dumb. Like, why would you start with the world listening to your music? You selfish prick. Like that's what you would use like, because this is what they believe, right? They believe that, like, listen, we can bend and shape our reality through our thoughts. We're creating this reality. And the reality I want to create is I want everybody to listen to my music, and I want the people who are what's a good one? The people who are picking the strawberries that I dip into chocolate and eat, I want them to live in trailers and to make 30 cents a basket of fruit. With no opportunity to be anything else but a fruit picker. I'm going to manifest that. I'm going to go to sleep every night and put that in my head. Like, dude, come on. What are we doing? What are we doing? No. You need 6 skills for this shit. Okay, guys? You need 6 skills for this shit. And you just need to work on them. Keep it simple. Get 80% good at the shit. Don't be basic, meaning you don't have to sound like anybody else. You just got to sell. It's not going to turn out the way that you thought it was. But if you truly love music, and this is the last thing I'm going to tell you guys. If you truly love creating music, right? If you truly love creating music, if what you love is creating music, if it's what you love, then putting the work in to monetize it is going to be exciting. Because you're always going to have the end goal. Like, dude, bro, listen, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth. The fact that people buy my samples blows my mind. The fact that people spend money on buying a digital version of me having fun. Having fun Like, and I don't even make shit that sounds like rap. I tell you guys all the time, like, listen, it's your job to make it sound like a trap beat. I'm gonna make what sounds good to me, right? The fact that people buy that, it's still like it blows my mind. It blows my mind. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, and I get it. It feels like I'm pulling money out of the air. But for me to sit here on a camera and tell you that like I manifested that because like I thought happy thoughts, like no, bro, no, that's insulting to you guys. I didn't manifest your $27 in my PayPal. You know what I mean? You had to go out and work hard for that, and you had to make a decision to spend it with me. You didn't fucking manifest that. Somebody tells you that they're manifesting that shit. That person does not respect you. So anyway, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for tapping in on stream. I'm starting to feel better. I didn't get a headache or run out of breath today. So that's clutch. And thanks for listening to this fuck shit. You guys, if you guys check out the book, bro, check out the book. I'm telling you, it's going to where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Mouse, you petty, bro. You petty as fuck. I hate you. Right here. I don't know when the keyboard is coming, bro. That that talk about the keyboard was straight clickbait. I wanted to yell at you guys about manifestation and how to actually get better at your beat business. That shit was straight up clickbait. I appreciate you tapping in though. There's some good info in here. Get this book. Get this book.